Yes.
Morty, what's your original reality and where's your Rick?
Gosh, we moved around so much it's hard to remember. I see every Rick as my Rick. What's this?
It's secrets. What do you think it is? Look at how I'm dressed. Having taken aim at
This seems like a good time for a drink and a cold, calculated speech with sinister overtones. But speeches are for campaigning. Now is the time for action.
seconds.
And this is a Morty who was not just one step ahead of our Rick, but one step ahead of all Ricks.
The division I see is between the Ricks and Mortys that like the Citadel divided and the rest of us.
You know, everything he's saying is the right thing. It's just that he only said it in order to manipulate an entire space station of genius scientists to give him the ultimate power in the multiverse, which is pretty terrifying to think about what that portends.
Now is the time for action, everyone. So you requested an Evil Morty video, so now it's time to talk about what his grand plan is, who he really is. There are a lot of theories about his secret identity, but I think there are some clues that go back to that first appearance of Evil Morty and things that the producers have said. So if you're finding me for the first time, be sure to subscribe to get everything. There is a new round of the giveaway I'll explain at the end of the video too. There's like a new Rick and Morty art book that's really cool that I think I'm going to do for the giveaway now. But let's talk about what his evil plan is now that he's in control of the council, then we'll talk about his secret identity. I don't think it's quite as big of a secret as people think that it is, but it's Rick and Morty, so fan theories go pretty deep. But taking Ryan Ridley's comments at face value, the producers intend Evil Morty to be this character that'll say anything he needs to get people to vote him into power. So anything he said during those campaign speeches should be discounted as completely false. But you say he's a Morty. He wants to put Mortys in positions of power. They're changing the curriculum at the Morty school now, and now everybody's wearing Morty pins, and they're wearing those same uniforms. Like you see the Stand By Me Mortys that are wearing the same uniforms as the sort of officer Ricks that wore the white uniforms before. So it seems like he's trying to make things equal between Mortys and Ricks. But you remember way back to his first appearance, he was responsible for that giant sphere of tortured Mortys that was hiding their brainwaves from the council. So he has no problems throwing other Mortys under the bus when he needs to. And remember his plans there too, because as they pull up, Rick makes a comment about how it's overcomplicated, making me discount the idea that it's secretly a Rick inside a body of a Morty pretending to be Evil Morty. But that gets a little more complicated. I think they're positioning Evil Morty in terms of grand plans as the sort of opposing force to Rick. So what is Rick all about? He hates the government.
You stupid. We're done with the Citadel of Ricks. I was never on board with it in the first place. That's why I murdered everyone in charge and left it to rot. Oh, that was you.
He's supposed to be the Rickest Rick, which is why he makes fun of all the other Ricks that have joined the council, because he says he hates the government more than anything else. But you Dumbos hated the government so much that you got together and formed your own government, and you became the thing that you hated. So I think it's pretty clear that within the society of the council, things got complacent and they turned into another version of the Galactic Federation. So think about our Morty. He's slowly getting smarter and smarter. He starts to see what Rick really does to the family and how even though he loves him, like there are moments when it's genuinely touching between them, but then they yank it right back and Morty just getting tired of all this shit, so he just wants some stability. So the last couple of episodes, he's slowly stepped up. People have fallen in line. Like even Beth got a little crazy. He reined her in. It sounds like Evil Morty is from a reality where he was on a similar arc like that. He slowly stepped up, got smarter and smarter, tired of Rick's shit, and then just went off the deep end because something between them went down differently, or he came to some different conclusion than our Morty. But as Ryan Ridley said, he's smarter than a lot of the Ricks, so I don't think he's quite as smart as C-137 Rick. So just to be clear, our version of Rick is C-137, and I also believe that our version of Morty is C-137. So just remember that right now, the main universe of the show that we're on is not C-137. Even though we do follow different versions of the characters sometimes in episodes, the typically main version, the one that's experiencing the divorce storyline, is still C-137 Rick and C-137 Morty. So that Rick is the Rickest Rick, and he's the one that points out as they pull up to this evil base here that he could have done the same thing with a couple Mortys and some jumper cables. So it's just a way to remind you that even though it seems like Evil Morty is capable of outsmarting C-137 Rick, it doesn't mean that he's smarter, and Rick will eventually figure out what's going on. But obviously because the council hated Rick before this, now things aren't going to get any better, and Evil Morty is aware that our Rick outsmarted him before. The title of the finale is The Richturian Morty Date, and it says Rick has a confrontation with the president. So a lot of people are taking this to mean that he's going to have a confrontation with the president of the council, who is Evil Morty. But also just remember that they confirmed that Keith David was coming back to voice the US president, back from the Get Swifty episode. So if he doesn't appear before episode 10, then the president in the finale that Rick has the confrontation with could be the US president. And worst case scenario, they don't follow up with Evil Morty's plans till season 4, but I think we'll at least find out what's going on. But he's just too good of a character to completely get rid of in season 3, so I think they're going to at least leave some dangling thread to pick up on in a future season. But I don't think they would have done the tag at the end saying that this would never affect us, talking about all the mermaid poon, if they weren't going to go back there really soon. And there's only 3 episodes left. So just to reiterate, Evil Morty's in power. I don't think that that's going to change going into season 4, even though Rick will figure out what's going on. He's just too good of a character, and it'd be weird for Rick to blow up the council in the first episode just to blow them up again at the end of the season. So just be prepared for them not to completely resolve things going into season 4. And as for Secret Identity, like I said, I don't think that Evil Morty is C-137 now. It's totally possible that he's like the prime version of Morty, like C-137 Morty. What about A1 Morty? Where's he at? But let me know in the comments, who do you think Evil Morty is, and what do you think that his grand plan is now that he's in power? What is he going to use the Council of Ricks to do? And I know a lot of you have pointed out that in the reveal at the end of last week's episode, his patch was on the wrong eye. That might just be a continuity error. And yes, a lot of you have pointed out there are a lot of fascist overtones. I agree with that. You can take anything you want to from this. It's basically someone using conflict to seize power, making weak people feel strong. So there are a lot of parallels to real-world despots that you could draw to that. But what'll happen is there'll be new Rick and Morty this weekend. Leave all your bonus video requests in the comments below. Congratulations to the latest giveaway winner, Alucard2D. Please private message me on the back end of my channel so I can get my contact details. You win a copy of that art book. And there is a new round in this video. All you have to do to enter is just be a subscriber, leave a comment on this video. I'll announce the winner when I post new Rick and Morty. And to answer your question, yes, there will be a season 4, but they're probably not going to officially say anything about it for a while. Click here for the trailer for next week's episode, and you can click here for all my other Rick and Morty videos. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.